and she went back to work, and she worked a couple months, and we've talked about that, the unsuccessful work attempt, the UWA. And so we were good to go. Everything's clean. And then, I called her to prep her for the hearing, and she had watched my hearing prep video, and she said, "Listen, I got to tell you that, I've had some earnings." I said, "Yeah, well, you told us that you went back to the 3 months." She goes, "Well, after I went back to the 3 months, and then I was off for a couple months, I went back again." Well, how much did you make when you went back? And it was a boatload of money. And
Full-time employment.
I'm like, well, she says, but I've been out now for about 3 months. I'm like, so if I go back to when you said you became disabled, and when we actually told Social Security you became disabled, and you were out, but then you went back for a few months, but then you were out again, and we thought you were out until now, which you went back to work again. Then there's the definition of disability that I hit her with. And to her credit, she was not mean. She was not livid. She didn't want to argue with me. She knew that, okay, now that you've explained it to me, I understand that I don't meet the rules. And the rule of disability is that you have an impairment that has lasted 12 consecutive months or is expected to last 12 consecutive months. In her case, she hadn't been out of work for any 12-month period in like the last 3 years.
Yeah.
She was doing this and doing that. And then she would work long enough that you couldn't call it a UWA. You couldn't call it an unsuccessful work attempt because it was like 7 months or 8 months.
So successful.
Yeah, you actually went back to work. So that one was another,
Did you have the hearing?
No, fortunately. That was a prep that we caught that in.
Right.
But it's like...
Well, that's better than going through with the hearing and then you learn about the earnings because of the testimony, and you're just sitting there like,
what?
What am I doing here then?
Yeah.